And sometimes we need help. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you're being passed over and over again for something that you feel like you're qualified for, you're talented at, you can make your own path. And I think Aquarius, we're supposed to be the pioneers to show people that. Sometimes we get in our dark side and our shadow side, and we don't do that. But hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Tarot. My name is Holly, so grateful to have you all. So let's get right into the reading. As you all know, or if it's your first time joining, this is a channel about hot topics through a tarot perspective. It's not fact-based, it is intuitive-based, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so I was asked to do this video. If you'd like to request a video every week, I ask for suggestions. Members get first choice. So if you're a member, you get the first choice. I recommend becoming a member. It's $4.99 a month. You also get access to early videos. Okie dokie, so this is about Michael B. Jordan. I was asked to do this video. I don't really have much to say about him. I don't really know him. I don't know people who know him. So this is going to be completely what the cards tell me. So his sun is in Aquarius, his moon is in Cancer, and his rising is in Virgo. And it's actually very interesting. Other than his moon, his three prominent signs, but my sun is in Aquarius and rising is in Virgo. I just thought that was very interesting. So let's get into it. It would explain a lot, I can already see. Let me see his past. So his past, 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Pentacles. So I see very strongly here that it's almost like he is very dedicated. I think he might be an only child, but he's a very dedicated person. If he's not an only child, he felt like an outsider growing up, and that's Aquarius, that is our MO. We feel oftentimes like outsiders, and we feel as though people don't really understand us for a long time. Only when we get older do we feel understood. So especially with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like he was maybe like an entrepreneur. Oh my gosh, this is giving me vibes, which is so funny. Where Aquarius, okay, a lot of people don't understand us, but we just want to make our own way, you know? And I think when he was a kid, he would like sell lemonade, be a part of Boy Scouts, you know, that kind of thing. He was, from the beginning, like as soon as he could work, he was ready to work. And that's how I definitely was as a kid. As soon as I could work, I was like, let me make my own money, you know, big on entrepreneurship, big on I'm gonna do things my own way. In fact, when I was a kid, I remember, because I used to go to this British school, and it was very much like I wouldn't say high society, but it was one of those schools, private school. And I often felt at the time that a lot of kids, and this is up for debate, but a lot of kids that I went to school with, their parents would kind of like buy them things. Like a lot of the people that were in the plays, like head of plays, their parents would donate like a library or something like that. You know, I went to one of those kinds of schools where the parents had a heavy influence on what you receive as a child. And I was a little resentful towards my parents, and I remember one day about that. I remember one day telling my dad, oh, there's this play, and you know, I was a very talented kid, very, very talented in terms of like music, in terms of singing. Like I was really, I think, if not the best, one of the best. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but the reason why I'm saying this is that a lot of the time, Aquarius, we can feel looked over, passed over, but the reason why, and this is his story too, the reason why we are when we're younger is so that we can make way. We can be the first to do it. So because of that, my dad would tell me, you know, and I'm so grateful for my dad. He would say to me, you know, you need to start first. What do you want to do? You want to do a play? You want to be in a play? Make your own play. So I wrote my own script for a play and stuff like that. Like he would always motivate me, if instead of asking somebody else for it, to do it myself. And because of that, I have that mindset now, that now I don't beg people for things. I make it happen myself. And sometimes we need help. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you're being passed over and over again for something that you feel like you're qualified for, you're talented at, you can make your own path. And I think Aquarius, we're supposed to be the pioneers to show people that. Sometimes we get in our dark side and our shadow side, and we don't do that. But that is what we're meant to do, especially now in the age of Aquarius. So with the present being the Fool, Ace of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles, I see very strongly here that he is being guided by like a mentor. I think it might be Denzel Washington, if anybody knows that. I just got Denzel Washington. I don't know if he's his mentor or he's working on a movie with him, but I see a very strong Denzel Washington influence. He's a Capricorn, and he's like a fatherly figure in the movie industry. He's guiding him, telling him, don't do this, don't do that, don't be so public, don't, you know, like, and he's taking his advice. Because the thing about Aquarius, people often think we are, I have to explain how Aquarius are to people, because a lot of people misunderstand us, and that's like our life journey. But Aquarius, we understand other Aquarius very well. In fact, I think that's why I've dated mostly Aquarius. But a lot of the time people will think, oh, you know, Aquarius, we're just we're very flighty. We're not flighty, we're not stubborn. We will listen to everybody's opinion, but don't try to take away our dreams and our opinions. It's ours to have, you know, because we give the same to you. And I think a lot of people will be like, oh, Aquarius is stubborn, Aquarius is this, but they don't understand that we've given you a chance and we ask you to do the same with us. And if we feel like we're not getting it, that's when we disappear. I say that because this person, and I strongly believe it's Denzel Washington, a lot of people will say, oh, Aquarius, we don't take advice from other people, but that's not true. We do, but it has to be from the right person. I think a lot of the times, and I go through this quite often, I don't take a lot of advice because I've seen a lot, Aquarius, we absorb information, and we don't absorb it to say, I know better than you. We just know what we are dealing with. So a lot of the time people come and they're like, oh, try this or try that or do this, do that. You know, they'll try to impose their way on us, and we won't take it a lot of the time because we feel as though you're pushing your own opinion on us and you don't really care. So he can tell who is giving him genuine advice and who isn't giving him genuine advice. And when we can always differentiate that with Aquarius, we can see when somebody actually cares or it's more for their ego. And if somebody's giving us advice for their ego, we won't take it. In fact, some Aquarius will be kind of rude about it. So with the future being King of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Hanged Man, I see very strongly here that he's not ready to be in a relationship yet, and he knows that about himself. He's not ready. In fact, you know, because I think because he's healing from what happened, he's focusing on work, which is another very Aquarius thing. We just focus on work when we're going through something where we need to heal. But I do encourage him, he will be fine. 5 Swords at the bottom of the deck, he's thinking, things come into his head, and I can only imagine what it's like. And I did do Lori Harvey's video last week, and I said that I think he is telling her to keep quiet about them because I feel as though he doesn't want people to paint him in a certain way because of his career. He's very career driven, very career since he was a kid. Career. And I think a part of him kind of regrets letting her in, you know, because he feels as though he didn't get the better end of the stick, especially with 2 of Pentacles. When I clarified 5 Swords, he was like, I wasn't meant to meet her, talking about Lori Harvey. I wasn't meant to meet her. It wasn't meant to happen like this. So instead of processing it right now, he will end up processing it because his moon is in Cancer. But instead of processing it right now, he's just like, you know, work. And then one day he's gonna be like, whoa, I have to deal with this. But it's gonna come over him a lot. Yeah, so the Hermit in reverse, Fool, upright, Seven of Swords. He is avoiding doing the healing he's supposed to. Five of Pentacles and the Fool, so that he can move forward. So that's what I have for you. That was so fun to do. I really like doing that reading. That was one of my favorites. Wow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all. Please comment. I love your comments. I go live twice a week, so stay tuned for that. Take care.